And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. That sounds awful echoey. That sounds awful echoey. That sounds awful echoey. You probably screw around with the filters again. That'll probably just mess things up. So let's check the YouTube. Yo, Charles, how are you doing today? You feeling? Charles, how are you doing today? Oh, all right, YouTube's good. You feeling all right, man? For semi-retired, you're working like a dog. I'm going to work a bit on textures today for, I have the Twilight Teddy, which I've made some nice texture progress on, and the Nocturne. I think I've got all the, you know what, we'll do some morphs for the Nocturne gown too. Maybe we'll knock out some of the special morphs on that. Maybe we'll do that first. Then we're going to work on more, but we had been working on the materials of this. I want to say I have 6 basic textures here. And the bases and the warrants. I also wanted to do 3 more glitter textures for that. I picked up more merchant resources with some stuff I like, so we're going to use that on this, and it's vacation time. Oh, 2 weeks. Wow. 2 weeks, which will be little light, and then you have to work another long week after that. Okay. Oh, it's vacation time for everybody. So you're the one who ends up covering. Is that what it works out? Hey, Art, how are you doing? All right, so let's do the special morphs for the Nocturne dress. Do that, then we'll switch over to doing textures for this and the Twilight Teddy. Let's. Okay, Chris has the volume up way too much. And yes, tonight will be the birthday celebration during the Saturday night social. I'm going to bring back the Chinchilla Time. We will bring back the rave. We will bring back the take a shot. And we've got the mug giveaway. And when I say mug giveaway, I basically mean a Redbubble gift certificate. But you will be encouraged to purchase the mug. So we're going to do that. So we'll have a raffle for that tonight for the mug giveaway, along with the other stuff. There will be unicorn cakes, Coke, and I splurged. So, and there will be take a shots. I normally don't get Jameson's because that's about almost 3 times the price I normally would pay for the cheap rum. But on the other hand, do it once in a while. One year close to retirement. Charles could retire if he wanted to, I think. It's like my neighbor's wife works, although she could just definitely be retired if she wanted to. She may just like the money too. Ooh, I got glass bottled Coke too. Coke, unicorn cake, Jameson. We're good to go. Look, did Plobby pop in here? Did I miss Plobby? Is that Plobby resubbing? I can't see. Hey, Plobby, thank you for that. I think that was a resub. Sounded like a noise. Yes, thanks for that. There's a dyslexic card for you, buddy. I appreciate that, man. Everybody, check out Blobby, an awesome 3D artist. I haven't cut you recently, but I haven't noticed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not twitching as much as I used to. You're retired like Rod, working more than everyone else. Yeah, there is that. Here's a shout out for Plobby. I don't think I gave Plobby his own command yet. Maybe someday we'll get to it. Make sure you're following Charles, though. Not that he's actually going to stream or anything, but he's a cool cat. Check out the Discord. If I'm going to post naughty pictures, it'll be over at Charles's because I don't post naughty stuff. And by naughty, I mean something that's not safe for Twitch. And my brain stuff. I'm loading stuff. I'm going to load in. Let's get our Genesis 8 in here. We're going to play with some morphs with Marvelous Designer. So we have the basic morphs. We have the adjustment morphs. So these are the special morphs, or the naughty morphs, you might say. She's got clothes on. We're fine. I'm wondering if I want to rig this. I don't know. We'll see. What are you? You're the panties. We're just gonna do the gown stuff first today, I think. And I think for starters, we're just gonna do the off the body morphs, which will be like a couple of hanging morphs and then a couple of on the ground morphs. So we'll do that. And I can use those on the Genesis 8 and the Genesis 9 version. So we'll do that, I think, for morph. And maybe we'll go back to texturing. Something like that. I'm pretty much done with the Rockabilly Swing outfit. It's just a matter of all the stuff that takes to get it actually uploaded. I have started doing that already. I actually started a couple days ago, which means somebody at Daz will probably email me on Monday. Hey, what's going on here? Are you going to submit this anytime soon? So we'll see how that works out. Here we go. Good old Mars. So I'm just going to do the off the body morph. So we're not going to load in an avatar. We are going to start by adding in a hanger, because the first morph is usually on a hanger. And then the second one is just hanging as if something is just holding it by one point. And then we'll do a couple on the ground. One is just kind of crumpled, and then the second one is kind of laid out. Somewhere in here is my generic hanger. There it is. So that'll act as an avatar. It's about the right size for a hanger. If you actually had a hanging prop, you would stand a fair chance to be able to get it in there. Get the clothes to fit. So here we're going to do file, import, add obj2 garment. We're going to go to lingerie. Nocturne gown in the whip folder. And it should be, let's pull that over here. One of these G8Fs probably should be good. Just to be safe though, I'm just going to export it. Actually, do I have? I have an exported one right here. Okay, this should be good. Well, that's right. We fixed we made the straps thicker last time, or earlier in the week at some point. All right, so that's going to be what we're going to work with to make these dynamic off the body morphs to start with. I'm just going to put that hanger. Just going to move the hanger up to about in here somewhere. Yo, Tesno Pesno, how are you doing? It was awesome catching your IRL stream. Everybody, check Tesno Pesno. Super cool DJ. I think I'm going to move this up a little bit. And we'll move the hanger up a little bit because it's going to hang down. Then we're just going to do that. And oops, we're going to lower the gravity so that strap doesn't pop right through the hanger like that. Came back from Burger King and streaming. Oh, were you streaming earlier and I missed it? Damn it. I'm so inobservant. Outbrain says it is a little on the time to get some rest. Thanks for popping in, buddy. I do appreciate it. All right, let's try this. That's the wrong number. Let's try that. Okay, I'm going to pull that hanger up just a little bit further. That's you know what? We're going to make a couple of hanging moors with this. Can I just pull you up and bring the dress up with it? Or is it going to... I just want to get that off the ground like that. I think that'll be fine. I'm just going to add a little bit extra thickness to this because that's kind of the way I roll. It helps prevent a little bit of... You kind of got stuck there. Let's fix that. Now I got to take this up a little bit further still. Kind of like that. Honestly, this would probably be hung off a hanger a little bit differently, if at all. Probably actually wouldn't even be on a hanger. There's an awful lot of friction in there, though. Can I just reduce the friction? Is that an option? Physical properties, details. You're not... What I'm looking for in here is a friction. There's friction. I don't know, you know what? Maybe we just do that. No, I think that's a little bit better. I'm going to glue with that for now. All right, that's going to be 1. Let's see how this works. File, export, OBJ selected. We're going to call you hanging 01. Hey, by the way, thanks, Art. Appreciate the comment. Okay, we're going to do hanging 02, which means I'm going to just pin part of this. I think we're going to have a hanging 03. It's going to be lower, so part of it's going to be on the ground. So I don't need this hanger anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin this and then let it go and it's just be hanging a little bit. Yeah, everybody, make sure you're following Tesno Pesno. Super cool DJ. Here we go. We're just going to take this pin lasso and I'm just going to grab a little bit of that corner there. Just simulate and everything's just going to kind of fall down like that. I just pull you back. And I'm going to rotate that a little bit. And I think we're going to up the gravity for this. Oh, I got to check to see if we exported okay. Simulation properties. Minus 9800. Okay, I'm going to pull that up a little bit higher. Just to get that off the ground. Which, of course, is way too high for any real practical usage, but that's just the way I roll. File, export, OBJ selected. I'm going to load in an avatar too, just to give me a sense of positioning. Hanging 02. And we'll just, you know what, we'll just bring you down. I'm going to stop this for just a minute. Like I said, I want to see an avatar in here just to make sure I'm not positioning this really wonky. Oops, cancel that. I got to right click, add to workspace. There we go. You know what? That's not too bad, except I think maybe I'm just going to put that up here. My avatar out of the way. Do I not get an option to move the avatar? I got something weird going on? Why am I not getting... I get that. What? Arg. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna move that like so. So I want that to be maybe about in there. I don't need this avatar in here. We're just gonna do that and let it hang. And I'm just gonna double check. Am I still 5? I'm still 5. All right, let's export this and let's see how this is looking when we load it in as a morph target. File export obj selected hanging 03. I'll probably forget that the next time Tesno watch. Oh, with the Tesno Pesno command. Yeah, I get a little lazy sometimes with the commands. All right, let's go take a look at how this stuff loads in on this dress. Activate the load morph target. Choose my morph target. Go looking. The lingerie. The nocturne gown. Into the whip folder. Into the morph folder. Into the gown for G8F. There they are. They have sizes, so I'm optimistic they're going to look good. 2, 3. Dang it! I had the wrong thing selected. I have Genesis 8 selected. That's why it didn't work. Let's try that with the gown selected instead. Yeah, the morph targets won't load on the Genesis 8. They're funny that way. That's better. There we go. But take a look up here. Should be down here in morphs. So that's the first one. That's the second one. This is the third one. Kind of hanging a little bit on the ground. All right, now we're just going to do a couple on the ground. And then we're going to set this up and save it out. And then we'll load them in on the Genesis 9 version and save that out. The same morphs that I use off the body for this should work on Genesis 9. Anyhow, let's undo back to, or it might be easier just to reload in the dress. We'll see. See how many levels of undo we got here. See stuff moving. Probably good enough. There we go. All right, let's check our gravity. That looks fine. I'm going to set that to be a little, probably have to do like I did art, write them all down. Yeah. All right, we're going to up the gravity a little bit to make that flatten out a bit better. Here, we'll set it back to default. All right, that's going to be export obj selected on ground 01. Okay, all right, we're going to undo this, and then we're just going to lay it so it kind of lays down flat. Get that down here. Kind of let that do its thing. Probably good. This way, if you want to hang it over a chair or something, that would make a really good starting point. File export obj selected on ground O2 obj. All right, should be good. Say okay to that. Pop over to here. I'm going to load those in as morph targets. And we want that one. accept, and looking good on the ground 1, on the ground 2. Excellent. All right, we're going to set this up. So all of these, I don't have any special morphs yet, so they're going to end up down in here. So we're going to move these out of this generic category. As I've been doing, we're going to give these a color onto the dial. So let's get into edit mode over here. Come over here and give these dials colors. Make them stand out a little bit more. I'm going to just do set. And you probably can't see that presentation. And my special, I do this color, these 2 colors for my special dials. And we're just going to set our property group to be actor special. I don't have anything in there just yet. I'm gonna have to type that in. Like that, actor special. Boom. Yo, Acellus. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. How you doing? It's my favorite garden on Twitch. Check him out. Type in !AA. Acellus Anonymous. Or Alcoholics Acellus. Australius. Or something like that. Did I get anything nice? I told my partner she was buying me something. So we have this. The Jameson. That's my splurge. My partner's been a little under the weather, so I don't know if we're gonna really do anything today or when she gets feeling a little bit better. And I got a card from me mom. You're clicking all those green point things so you can buy. You know, there's a delay on that. That counts as nice. Yeah. I haven't had Jameson in few years. I do really like it, but you know, for the price of that one bottle, I can usually get like 2 or 3 bottles of the cheap rum, and I like the cheap rum though. That's the thing. Not as much as I like this. This is I like a little bit better. But yeah, we're working on clothes. We're gonna have the bigger celebration tonight on the, and I know that's a little late for you, buddy. On our Saturday night social, we are going to bring back the channel point redemptions for Rave, for Chinchilla Time, and for Take a Shot. Also, I'm having a giveaway. It's a mug giveaway, but honestly, it's a Redbubble gift certificate. So if you don't want the mug, you can get something else. If you don't want to buy something from me, you can go to somebody else's store and use it. But I am going to encourage you to buy the mug. So there's that. So that's on. We'll be doing that raffle tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time on our Saturday night social. This is good. We're gonna save. I'm gonna double check these. You have limits. All right, those don't have limits. We need to set limits on all of these dials. We're just going to do this and limits and enable limits. And I'm also going to make you a little bit thicker so I can read those. I'm also going to make sure everything is spelled out. Everything is spelled out. Everything's got the right colors. They're in the right groups. We have adjustments and adjustments. I have my special morphs over here in special morphs. So we're going to save that. And we're going to take these special morphs and add them. I'm going to make more special morphs, but not today. Well, at least not on stream today. Probably not today. Anywho, we're going to take all of this stuff. What is in here? You guys are all in the wrong spot. We're gonna do a little more reorganizing. I hate DAS colors. I really do. I can't read any of this stuff. I think these are all full body morphs though. So we're going to move these from out of this morph category into a more logical place. So I'm going to set the property group on those. They're supposed to be hidden anyhow, but just you know what? I'm just gonna put them right there. Full body real world. Accept that. Okay, now we're gonna save this stuff out. I'm gonna save to the base. And what's in the? I'm just double checking my hiddens. That I don't need probably, so I'm gonna just click on actor there. I'm gonna just save all those morphs out, reorganized and recolored. All right. Oh, I can hear Marvel's Designer running in the background. Anyhow, this is it for Marvel's Designer for today, so I don't need to save that. And we're going to take those morphs we created and then also add the Genesis 9. So let's load in one of those. And back over to the library. Genesis 9 version of this outfit. Right there. Take that, put it on. Hopefully these are going to load in fine. They should. Here, we'll load in these morph targets for this one. And accept that. And it looks like it did okay. We'll just do a quick double check here. And then we'll reorganize everything and save this out. So those came in here. And those are looking good. It's looking a little funny because it's colliding. That wasn't in the way. All right, so those are good. I'm going to do what we did last time. And I'm just going to set the presentation on those. That kind of color there, that color there. Changes the color of the dials. Let's move them to... I don't think I have a special yet. So we're going to in here and go to actor, type in special here. Okay, now we're going to take a look at in here. Okay, like we did with the last one, we're going to make sure the limits are set on everything. So enable limits on all of that. Make sure all these names are cleaned up. Yeah, I have a bunch of extra stuff in here. Some of this is duplicated, so I think I can delete a bunch of these. This one I'm going to rename. I don't think I've got an expand in here, do I? I do not. Let's change the name on that. And you know what? I'm going to set all of this. I'm going to make sure everything's in adjustments. Except that. So let's grab all of these. Set the property group. Let's say actor adjustment and accept that. These are actually duplicated up here. So we're going to save this. Then we're going to run over to the data directory and just delete these out. Do that. Just save everything. Now we're going to pop over to the data directory. Not this data directory. So in here, head over to data, me, nocturne gown, and we are looking at the gown for G9. I'm going to go down into the morphs here, here. So in DAZ, you actually can click on here and say delete, but it doesn't really delete it. It'll just come back next time because it doesn't remove these files in here. Every time you load in a character, what it does is it comes over here and it loads each one of these in. So for our purposes, I'm going to get rid of that stuff right there, I think. Just double checking and making sure I see. See, there's the copies. Get rid of those. Back over here, we're going to reload this. Make sure I have the gown selected. Hit that over here. Redrop that in, and then we're just going to double check over here and make sure that that other stuff is now missing. Yay. Are you still? Those are all limited. All right, so that's what we're going to do with Morse for today. Now we're going to play with getting some more textures on here. So, you know what? Do I have the linen? I think that's fine. I'm going to cut those. Actually, let's copy that. Pop back over here. I don't know if that's sitting in the, paste that into here. So I'm going to rename these 07. Oops, dang it. I forgot how to rename things. There we go. And then we're going to add 3 glittery textures. They're really transparent, so it's not like we're going to show the naughty bits on stream, but we can set those up. I think I did 2 of these on stream the other day or off stream. See where we left off with that. Let's go to projects. So we're going to go take a look at what I have in the runtime folder here. So I'm looking at these glitters. And there's 2 different ones. There's a glitter 1 and a glitter 2. I think I want to do a glitter 3. I picked up another merchant resource by Atinen from Renderosity. So we're going to, I saw there was one setup she had in there that I wanted to use. We're going to check that first, then we're going to apply set up the glitter textures on here. And then I also picked up some what she called wizard textures, which I think will look nice on the Twilight Teddy. Now, if only I can figure. Oh, they're in shaders, right? Shader presets. And these are called. These are in the magical prints, I think. I'm going to pop through all of these, but we're probably going to go. I think it was like something like this. Let's take a look at how this works. Go into surfaces, and I'm just going to put it on the front. Remember to click your bonus, kids. You guys have got more than enough points for that already. All right, I'm gonna, let's render this and see what it looks like. See if this is actually what I want to go with. I might tweak that transparency a little bit. That's kind of what I wanted to go with, except I want it to be a little less transparent. So I think we're going to adjust that trans map. Also, I may tweak metallicity and a roughness map too. Take a look at those. The glossy color. Let's browse and see what maps we have set up for this thing. I should have paid attention to what it was called. I think they're way down here somewhere. I don't know. Gone too far. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to pay attention to what this is called. JGPTO1. All right, that's what we're looking for. Is that it right there? I think so. Oh, she's tinting it though. That looks like a bump. That is a, I don't know. That is a trans MT. That looks like a normal map. Oh, that's probably a metallicity map. I'm gonna probably take the metallicity map. I'm gonna load these into Substance Painter. I don't need, probably going to take this and adjust the colors. And then we're going to tweak these, I think. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm going to cancel this. We're going to launch. Did I already launch Substance Painter? I have not launched Substance Painter. So let's get Substance Painter launched up here for this. Okay, let's put Substance Painter like that. Open. It should be in recent somewhere. Oh, hold on. That's my phone. All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry about that. That was my neighbor calling to wish me a happy birthday. I forgot what I'm doing now. I'm opening up recent. I'm looking for Nocturne Gaunt. There we go. And I want to load up those. I get a good neighbor. Yes. Good neighbor over here. Neighbor I don't speak to on the other side. Whose dogs are always in my yard? And I don't mean always, but often enough. One of them's a little aggressive. And yet they still occasionally let them just run around. All right, let's do file, import resources, add resources. We are looking for, I think it's the magic. So in here, resources, tennis. Did I set these up? You guys did not get unzipped. Can I just unzip? Seven zip. Unzip that. And unzip that. One of these has got the... My system hasn't been refreshing properly recently. Kind of annoying. I think in here, I come down into here. And these were the ones we were looking at, right? Oh, and these are all the color variation. Right, so anyhow, I'm going to... I need to do a little bit of Photoshop work, I think. Let's get these in to begin with. Can I just open that? Yep. You know what I forgot to do? I can select all of these at the same time and then do this. Right, and then we're just going to make these all, I'm just going to make these all textures. Just going to load this into the current project. Boom. That's the metallic. So let's do a new like that. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Where did my new... God damn it. There it is. What I'm going to do is we're going to set this up. I'm just going to put this in the color channel, although I think I'm going to use a different one. We'll take a look at the other ones. But right now, oops, I can't reach the color. And I am going to want a height map, roughness, material, normal, and an opacity map on that. I'm going to put that into the color map. That, I believe, is for the height map. That is metallicity. And I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put that in there. Can I flip this map? I don't think so. I'm going to have to reload this. Never mind. For roughness, I basically want this, but inverted. You go into the metallicity map, have a normal map, we can drop that there. Transparency map, we can put that right there. Okay, we're going to go over... I'm going to go over to that folder where we loaded these from and make some adjustments to these maps in Photoshop. Dun, 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 dun. You were right here. Where did you go? No. Somewhere in here should be... Oh, I'm going blind. Is there a runtime folder in here? Is that what happened? No, I'm not seeing it. What the hell? I could have sworn I did this. Yes, to all. Why am I not seeing... Oh, there it is. It's right there in front of me. Boy. Going blind. We already knew that, though. So I'm going to recolor some of these because I want this to be what, maybe a dark blue or something. I don't have a dark blue option for that. What I did say I wanted to do is I want to open with Adobe Photoshop. So I'm going to invert that, and then I'm going to maybe try to adjust this a little bit, the transparency map. So Control ARG. All right, now we just go File, Save as Copy. And I'm going to call this Roughness. Okay. Let's open you up with Photoshop too. So I think for this, we're just going to grayscale it. Desaturate. There we go. I'm going to take that off the background layer. I'm going to add a layer for color. I think maybe a dark blue. More in there. Maybe a little desaturated. Try that. Kind of want to just, is it an overlay maybe? Kind of like that, but I want to punch up some of these a little bit more. So we're going to duplicate this. And I'm going to use levels on it a little bit. Pop a few of these to be really bright. Duplicating that layer. I'm going to switch you to screen. We're just going to adjust the kind of like that. Kind of what I wanted right there. You know what? I'm going to maybe smooth you out just a little bit. I think that'll give me an interesting. And maybe I'm going to use this as the roughness too. I don't know. I'm going to call this Midnight. This file. Save as a copy. I just do JPEG. I'm having one of those days where I feel like I'm. Oh, those are all PNGs, aren't they? We'll do PNG. That I'm going to call you Midnight. Save that. And now I think I'm ready. So I need to load these into. So import resources, add resource. Are we still in the same folder? Yay. Want that. Oh, I wanted to touch up this. Let's do that first. I think my transmap's a little transy that I want it to be. Open with Photoshop. So, you know what? I think we're just going to lighten this up a bit, is what I'm thinking. So maybe Control M again. I'm going to maybe just pull that. We'll just try that. Save this. Save as a copy. I hear noise. Why do I hear noise? Thanks, Art. I forgot what I'm doing. It's still my birthday. I'm saving as a copy. Right. We knew that. I'm gonna make you O2. There we go. Now we're gonna pop back over here. I'm gonna add these resources. So that is the new color map. There is a roughness map, and there's the updated trans map. Dang it, I forgot to do this thing. If I select them all at once, I can just type this in, and it changes all of them. Excellent. And we're just going to call you all textures and import those. I'm going to swap that out for the color. And I'm going to add you to the roughness channel. And this I'm going to update the opacity with. And we're going to adjust the scaling on that. I'm going to try that. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to call this Glitter 03. So, Gowned Glitter 03. That's what we're picking right now. When I need did I do the dirty versions? Did I not do the dirty versions of the glitter? Chris, what the hell? Guess I didn't. I have to save out the dirty versions for the glitter too. Oh no, wait, there they are. I see the dirty glitter now. I just have to do a dirty version of this. Control Shift E to export. We are doing the 6 channels. And export that. Gonna go to the output directory. I'm gonna grab all of these. I'm gonna rename them. Gown glitter 03. Apply that. Should be good. Cut those, bring them over here and paste them. There they are. Okay. And I gotta move this. You're in the wrong spot. I gotta redo this. Do I have stitches in here? I don't have stitches in here, do I? I don't remember. I think I might. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't do stitching on this one. I don't see a paint layer in here that would have the stitches on it if I did it. Apparently I didn't. So we're probably fine. Let's do the dirt. Then we'll just save that out. Oops, I think I hit Control Shift R instead of E. Export that. Hop over to here. We're going to rename all of these. Warren Glitter 03. Okay, and then for glitter, I don't need another copy of the height, normal, or the opacity maps. So get rid of those. We're going to cut and paste these over here. Okay. And now we're ready to set up our materials for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use, I need to adjust this a little bit, don't I? I need that to be this material here. I'm going to tweak that. And then we'll just resave this. And then I have to do the same thing for the Genesis 8 version. So here we're going to come into the geometry editor, come over here and click. Come to tool settings. I want that to be upper trim instead of upper hem. So I'm going to assign that like that. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. I have to do this for 6 different materials. You are upper skirt front upper trim. Assign that. Actually, I have to do this 4 times. That is mid trim, front mid trim. Come over here. I'm going to assign you to front mid trim. Front mid trim. There we go. Then back here, can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to make it easier to see. I'm just going to copy this. Come over here. Paste you there and there. There and there. I can see. Oh, you should have been. I'm doing this just so I can see. So I need to select these two and assign them to that instead of this. And this is rear upper trim. Come down here to rear upper trim. There we go. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. Scroll down. In the shadows, I can't see. There we go. This is mid trim, rear mid trim. Rear mid trim. There we are. Right, that's good to go. I have to resave this now. I have a material. I'm in the wrong folder. Let's come over here. Put a starter material on here. I think these are right there. I haven't decided what I want for a hero texture just yet. You know what? I probably might use the batik. Probably good. One of the florals, maybe. Nah, I'll just go with the batik just to do that. All right, we're gonna resave this outfit. Make sure I have it selected. Come over here to save it as a figure prop asset. I'm looking at Twilight Teddy there, so we're gonna go over here to Nocturne Gown, People, and Genesis 9, and Clothing. Here, place that with this. All right, already exists. Would you like to replace it? Yes, please. And we're just going to make sure that all of this stuff looks good. I think we're good. Okay, now I'm going to do this for Genesis 8. Well, that's the eyes. There we go. Going to do that. Do I have a Genesis 8 still in here? I don't think so. It looks like she got deleted. Was that gown not parented? I got to resave that gown, damn it. That gown needs to be parented to Genesis 9, and then I can save it. Oh, ye. And I just got to double check and make sure the morphs are still working. Genesis 9 favorites. Do this. I think that's good. I'm going to just come down here real quick. I think we're still good. Okay. Now I'm going to resave this because I didn't do it right last time because it wasn't parented properly. Did I hit the wrong button? I hit the wrong button. There we go. Resave over that. Just to do a quick sanity check. Nocturne Gown G9. Nocturne Gown G9. The G9. Nocturne Gown should be good. That's better. All right. So those little adjustments we did to the geometry on the G8 on the G9 dress, I got to do onto this one here. Do I still have? Still have that on the clipboard? I do. Yay. All right, let's go into the geometry editor and fix these little assignments. Dum, 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 dum. Tool settings, right? Close that down. So I am looking at front upper trim. Front upper trim. There we go. Assign that. Front upper trim. Assign that. This is a front mid trim. Front mid trim on that. Got to get the back. Rear mid trim. Rear mid trim. Rear mid trim. There we go. And assign. Yay. And then rear upper trim. Rear upper trim. There you are. All right, is good. That way I can change the opacity between this and that a little bit. I'm going to actually end up kind of doing like this. So it gives me those nice, looks more finished if the edges aren't as transparent. I think I'm good. I think I'm going to. So we got all my glitters done. Yeah, we're ready to start saving materials. Let's do that. I'm thinking. I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of length options. Those will probably just go into a separate folder. Each different transparency map needs like a different set of settings for the, because we can make these, we can change the length with the opacity. So I'm probably going to end up with 15, 16, 17, 18 because it's also going to be a tattered version. I'm probably going to end up with 18 opacity maps. So I'm just going to shuffle them into their own little category over here so they visually don't conflict with all of this stuff. But I will do that later. Right now, we're going to just start. We're going to do 3 glitters and then the 3 worn versions. So we're going to set up 6 material files for this. And I'm going to start by selecting the whole thing and putting my base shader on here. That was the old one. I should get rid of that. That's the new one. Okay. Now what we're going to do is basically just drag and drop those glitters in. So we'll start here. So that goes into the base color. We're going to make an adjustment to the opacities when we do them. But that is a height map. That is a metallicity map. That is a normal map. Did I do a roughness map? Did I have a metallicity? I do have a metallicity map. I don't have a. I do have a roughness map. Never mind. Do I have did I drop an opacity map in here? I do have an opacity map there, and you can come over here. I need to add a displacement map. And we're just going to do the displacement long on this. So let's set that. Looking good. I think this is good. We're just going to adjust all the trims and the straps to not have an opacity map on them. We're just going to kind of come through. I need that trim there, that trim there. We're going to do the hem and the trim. Whoops. I want the hem on the lower one, right? Skirt rear lower, skirt lower hem, trim. Don't need that. Trim. Don't need that. Trim. Straps, 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 and top trim. Basically, we're just going to come over here and say none to that map. Should be good. Let's do a render and take a look. See if this is everything I dreamt it would be. I think I'm probably good with this. Probably hit save and close this. I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit just to see if the height maps or whatever are apparent. I might tweak the, I was kind of hoping it would be a little shinier looking. We'll take a look at that as well. Anyhow, you're probably good, so I'm going to close that down for now. Take a little bit of the strain off the system. And I'm just going to switch over to iRay here. I'm in the wrong thing. Go. Select all of this. And should be a little metallic. You know what? Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Giving me some nice bump. And normal is looking okay. I heard a noise. What? I heard a noise. Yo, DJ Ray. Thank you for that gift sub to Salus Australius, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Let's tweak that roughness map just a little bit. This one right here, we'll open that up in Photoshop. Open with. Go. Open with, there it is. Photoshop. Now, that is pretty dark. I could probably just make that a little. That's the white. Never mind. Now, I'm just going to put you just on that side. And save that. And maybe tweak the metallicity on that just a little bit. Open with Photoshop. I still have still rendering back here. Let me cancel that. Put you back to texture shaded. Take a little strain off the system for now. All right. You know what? You look like you should be pretty metallic. Is it time for James? Jameson's is for tonight. So tonight's going to be the Rook at the Shrimp. What is this? Yeah, tonight will be the partying. We're chilled. We're chilling right now. But tonight, row. My camera's a little sliding off, isn't it? Tonight we're gonna bring back the rave. We're gonna bring back Chinchilla Time. We're gonna bring back Take a Shot. And also I'm gonna have the mug giveaway. And by mug giveaway, I mean a Redbubble gift certificate. So join us then if you can, Ray. That would be cool. Get in on the raffle, man. But you got the green and gold fish mug. I think you got that through Redbubble, right? All right, let's see how this is looking. I have a cooldown. It's probably going to be half hour to 45 minutes. At least. At least. I know Atherin gets so excited when he gets a chance to use it. He was so disappointed the one time I did it and he and Loki snaked him. I'll set it up so that we can do up to 3 tonight. I don't know. This isn't like shiny. I'm probably just gonna live with that. I think I'm just gonna go with that. So that's gonna be the first glitter. Do this. Okay, we're gonna turn the smart content off so stuff saves faster. So smart content, we're gonna come over here. I know I do this a lot of times when I do a lot of saving. Stop CMS. We're going to stop CMS the smart way because the fast way is not actually that smart. This is good. Now we're just going to come over here and we're going to do a material preset. And I'm going to call this NG07 Glitter 01. And I'm going to uncheck all our simulation settings. Oh, you know what? I got to do this with the panties. Dang it. I'm going to have to copy this over to our special object. So here, let's do this. I'm going to turn that off. Hold on. So we're going to do an import. I'm going to pop over here to substance. We're going to grab this one right here. That is Teddy. Never mind. There's Nocturne Gown. Whip. Substance. This one right here. Accept that. We're going to check the names on this because I think they were screwed up last time. Which means I probably have to redo all of these. Yeah, you see that? It's got all this extra garbage here on the bottoms. So we got to clean that up before I start using it. Right here, that should just say bottom rear. Actually, I might have to say bottom front. We'll double check that. That's a. Oh man, my vision is just bad today. All right, I gotta load in some underwear. The panties have been loaded. Let's go take a look. There it is. Do not knock your mug down. Oh no, you broke the handle. That's sad. My Rod Shelley mug's handle was starting to go, and I had to retire that and get another one. But we got a Rod Shelley mug there, and then we got our second Rod Shelley mug. You know, you don't have to. I know you don't have to, but if some people want it, you know, I have to. I have to. You don't have to. Because if somebody else wants to and they load it in, and I haven't made any materials for it, they're going to feel ripped off, and rightfully so. Because I slacked on adding materials. So bottom front, bottom rear, bottom trim. That's I need those in this. Um, we're just going to double check bottom underscore front, bottom rear, bottom trim. Okay. And now I'm going to pop over here, copy that, come over here, paste to that. And for simplicity, we're just going to hide, dang it, gonna hide this. Now I have to reset the vision bad from two. No, just one of those days where my eyes just aren't getting into focus. And a really old prescription doesn't help. Um, bottom trim, lower hem, lower trim, 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 lower hem, lower trim, 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 strap, 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 and trim. And then we're just going to come over here and say none on that. So this should be good. So we're going to save this as a material file. So file, material preset. Uh-oh, let's try that again. File, material preset, 08 glitter 1. Glitter 01 should be good. Uncheck. Okay, I don't have any simulation settings, so that's gonna, so we're just gonna accept that. Boom. Yeah, I haven't started drinking just yet. I'm gonna wait till 8. I could be drunk, but I'm not a day drinker normally. Talk to me after the election. All right, we're gonna do the worn texture on this. I don't need to touch the opacity or the bump maps, but we're gonna change the metallicity map to, there should be something in here that says glitter 01 metallic. I'm gonna change the base color to somewhere in here should be a glitter 01 base color. There we go. And we're also going to change the glossy roughness. Where did my glossy roughness go? Were you missing a glossy roughness? Dude, dang it. Browse. Glossy roughness 01. There we go. So I didn't have a glossy roughness, but no wonder it wasn't working. Gotta resave that first one. Material preset. Do that. Stay warm. And I should be able to just save that. We'll reapply this. Apparently I didn't, for some reason. Oh, you know what? I put it into the wrong channel. Damn it. That's supposed to say none. That's supposed to be the roughness. That should make it shine. Save as material preset, glitter. Yes. Okay. Chris, I know you said this before, but I mix a drop of castor oil and a drop of black sea oil in the palm of your clean hand with your forefinger from the other. Dip it in the mixture, close your eyes, apply to the lid inside, blink several times. Yeah, I'm not gonna I'm, I'm glad that works for you. And I appreciate you sharing. All right, I need to redo this one because that needs to say none right there. Hero preset. I'm gonna resave you over this. Say yes. We're gonna just do a render to check. Oh, here's what the dirty version looks like. See, that's got some nice sheen to it. I can see it coming in. And now that we fixed the roughness map, the other one should have a really nice pop to it. Or take that oil and put pasta. What kind of oils are those? A drop of castor oil and a drop of black seed oil. Isn't castor oil what they used to torture children with back in the day? That's what I want it to look like. That's much better. Okay. All right, one glitter down, two more to go. Let's do this. We're going to come back over to here. Can I get you to show 3 across? I can't make that any smaller. Dang it. Maybe. Nope, I grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, so I am looking for glitter O2. There we go. That there. Put you. Oh, dang it. I gotta reset this. I can't. Okay, now we're ready to go. Color there. Height map there. Metallicity there. Oh, I have to do the touch-ups that we did on the other one. No, I don't. I'm not here. We're good. We're good. Because I have a roughness map. Right. Roughness map goes right there. This time I'm dropping it in the right spot. You have an opacity map. Goes right there. And I have this normal map. Goes right there. And I think we're good. Castrol makes you poop. Oh. All right. I'm going to change the opacity on these. Basically just take that map off. And I'm going to save this. Going to be glitter O2, 09. Glitter O2. Accept that. Let's check the render. Oh, Min? Hey, tell Min thanks. All right, that's looking good. Yeah, I can't show these in actual renders on Twitch. You can see all the naughty bits. But you can always turn the opacity off on some of this. So I think that's going to be fine. Undo. Let's close that. Let's put you down. All right, let's make it dirty. So we're just going to come over here and grab that metal lac there. I'm going to grab that color map. Dang it. That just went to the wrong place, didn't it? Do that. Let's browse again. That is that color map right there. And then I want to do the roughness map right there. There it is. Should be good. All right, then we're just going to save you. Glitter 02, but you're going to be worn. And that should all still be, yep, okay. Okay, now we're going to do Glitter 03, which is the one we just touched up in whatchamacallit. I'm just going to drag and drop those. Hold on. So we are looking for Glitter 03. Where are you? There you are. You're way down here. You shouldn't be down there, but there you are. Okay, there's the roughness map. There's the color map. There's the height map. There's the metallicity map. Normal map. There's my opacity map. Okay, now we're just going to adjust these. So that, 2, 3, and that. So these ones don't get an opacity map because those are the edges. And we're just going to save that. You're just going to be 10. 1003. That. Let's take a look at how this is. If you add the castor oil, my salad is better than Olive Garden. That what I want? Yo, Atherin, how are you doing? Mother trucker. We're going to do more celebrating tonight. Right now, I'm just doing a more or less a normal stream. But tonight, we're going to bring back the rave redeem. We're going to bring back the chinchilla redeem. We're going to bring back the take a shot redeem. And we're going to have a mug giveaway. And when I say mug giveaway, I just mean a Redbubble gift certificate. You do appreciate how I'm thinking it might be a little too transparent, actually. I'm going to debate. Anyhow, it'll probably look less transparent when you get a figure behind it. It's perfect. Here, let's stick a figure. Do I got a figure that I can put in here? I think that one sort of fit. All right, let me see what it looks like with the figure behind it. Because that'll give something that'll get shaded a little bit. You never shop again if I make it less transparent. Okay, no more less transparent than this. See, the shadowing does make the what's underneath it look darker, though. It's probably going to be fine. It looks really transparent when you got something light in the background. All right, we're going to stop that. All right, we have that saved. And now we'll just do the worn version of that. And that's the texturing I wanted to do on this for today. You know what? We'll go ahead and do the thumbnails. Then we will move on to texturing the twilight. I like this pattern here, so I'm going to reuse that on Twilight Teddy as well. And my brain stopped, so we're going to do this. I'm going to replace this metallic map with the dirty version of that. One of these, there it is. We're going to get the dirty color map for that. It is right there. I'm going to get the dirty roughness map. It is right there. And we're just going to save that. I'm going to call that Worn Glitter 3. It's okay. You have the technology to do that, Charles. Did I not? Are you an old version? You might be. Oh no! You're the right. I didn't make the trim changes out here because I don't need to. I think this is gonna be good. I think I want to save. I want to save this. I'm going to save that as a scene subset. I'm just going to shove it up here for right now. So we're just going to do a scene subset, and I'm going to call that Nocturne Full OBJ. And we'll just uncheck everything except for that one right there. Let's just save that. Okay, should be good. Did I set up thumbnails for this yet? I don't think I did I? File, open, save changes, no. Promos. Did I set up a Nocturne gown folder? I did. I do have a thumbnail file. Look at that. I think this is good. I think this is good. Let's come over. Do I have the panties in here too? I do. There they are. I'm going to do both of these. You know, all my other thumbnails are messed up though. You know what? I'm going to fix the, no, I'm not. I'm just going to render. Yeah, let's just render thumbnails. I'll fix the broken material files later. Control R. Or maybe I should just fix them now. Whoa, that's got blown out. Stop that. Let's go take a look at our. First off, I do have the light set turned off. What the hell? Take a look at the render settings, the environment map. What is my tone mapping set to? 14. Why are you getting blown out so badly? Is it just this, See, that's better. I must have been pointed right at a light or something. I think that's good. You know what? I am going to fix these. So I do need this back in here. I'm going to have to resave all these other files. We're going to do that. Then we'll make the thumbnails. Problem is I missed parts of the panty when we were doing them earlier. That I think I don't need because that was the bad one. Redeem. What do you? Take that. I'm going to hide. Yeah, I'm going to hide those. Select this. Apply that. You can see how that didn't get applied properly. So we're going to fix that. Should just be those, right? And then we'll just resave. And save over that. And I'm just double checking, make sure there's no simulations. Yep, okay, good. Same thing. Did you copy and paste? You didn't look like you copied and pasted properly. I heard a noise. Why did I hear a noise? Yo, I'm only a big child. Thank you for those bits. There's a good old dyslexic heart for you. I appreciate that. Good to see you, man. Pasting that. I'm just doing materials on outfits. Material preset. You know what? I got a button for material preset over here. I should try to remember to use that. It'll probably make things go a little bit faster. One extra click or something. Copy that. Paste it over to here. You know what? I could just do that, right? Should work. Hit the material preset button. Overwrite that. Accept that. Apply this. Copy. Paste. Save as a material preset. Oh, hit the button. Hit the button. It's easier. Okay. Do that. Copy this. Paste to that. Save. I'm going to get used to hitting this button in a minute here. Hold on. Apply. Copy. Paste. Save. All right, the batiks are done. Now we do the 6 florals. Fixing the material files. Yes, sir. Isn't this exciting? Makes it go, geez, I wish I could do 3D. This looks so exciting. gotta remember to keep hitting the button and not the other thing. Here we go. Are you number 3? Are you number 2? Can't remember which one I'm on. I gotta cancel that because I forgot where I was. I'm on 2. Okay. Floral 2. There we are. Floral 2 worn. Okay, floral 3. Floral 3. So we don't have to redo the glitters because I did them right today. These were done wrong from the other day. So I have to redo this. There. I think, did I just do the linens today? I don't remember. We'll double check. Did I not just apply you? I guess I think that was, I think I made, that one looks like it got screwed up. So we got to redo that one. So Floral 03 worn. I just have to redo. Wows. That one there. It doesn't have a metallicity map, so we don't need that. We do need a worn glossy roughness map, probably, though. If I can. Those are glitter. Do I need a worn glossy roughness map? Do I have a glossy roughness map for these? There it is. You know what? I'm going to use that one right there. Okay, we should be good. And worn floral 03, I think I'm going to do that. See how these linens look. Yep, that needs fixing. Linen buff. And the other, gotta fix that one too. And 07 linen worn buff. Should be good. These ones should be fine. Yay, okay. Those are the glossy ones that we just did. Oh, I apparently did those correctly. Yay. All right, now we're ready to start making all our thumbnails. Hide that. We're going to bring these two back. Select both of those. Just going to kind of center up on that, kind of like this. I should be able to apply the material file of both with them both selected. All right, and now we're going to start making thumbnails. So we have to do this about 20 times. And I just have to find the location we're going to save all of this. There's my material file, and that's going to overwrite that tip file there. Then after we make all the tip files, then we resize those and make the thumbnails out of that. Yeah, it looks fine. And these material files work on the Genesis 8 or the Genesis 9 version. Nope, that was, I forgot to render. There we go. Good. That goes there. Dang it. Hit Control R too fast. So if this is getting, you know what? I think I'm going to resave this one with a little touch of gray on it. This has a bad tendency of blowing out light colors. Adjust that one just a little bit. What I'm going to do is we're just going to come over here to the surface tab and right in here, just add a little bit of gray under there. Then resave that. And this is the Fluoro one. Right there. And bring these back. Select them. Reapply the updated. Control R that. I might brighten that gray up just a little bit. We'll see how it looks when it renders. Yeah, I think I'm going to just brighten that just a hair. Resave that. And then reapply to these. And I think I'm going to live with that one. Yeah, we're going to leave it like that. And with the extra darkness on the worn texture, I don't think I'm going to adjust that one. Yeah, that looks fine. This might get a little blown out as too, Fluoro 3, so we may tweak the add a little more gray to the base color on that one. See what it looks like. Oh, the panty didn't get changed. What the hell? I just Did I not fix you? I guess I didn't fix you. Also, it could be a little darker, so hide these. Bring this back. Apply that. Oops. Apply it to that. Oh, you didn't get changed. What the hell? Copy this. Paste that to everything. And I am going to add a little bit of gray into the back of this. Maybe a little bit less. And then we'll resave that back out. That's Floral 03. Right there. That's better. Looking good. I like that. That goes to there. So this one we should have fixed. Yep. And because it's got so much darkness in it already, I'm not going to add a little gray on that one. It should be okay. All right, little bland linen. I should probably add a little bit of gray to that. Even though it looks tan here, it's getting a little blown out in the lights. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of a warm gray, I think, on that one. So we'll pop over to here and, right in here. Do a little bit like that. And save that back out. That was linen, right? See how that looks. That looks fine. All right, the worn linen. Right there. All right, now we got the 6 versions of glitter that we just set up a little earlier. Shiny. That's taking a little bit longer to render because of the metallicity and the highly reflective roughness on it. So I'm probably going to stop this one early and then just use this. There. Probably good enough. Oh, that one finished. All right, 3 to go. Good enough. Okay, this is the one we set up in Substance today and then applied. I'm not getting the little glitters really fine on here just because of the resolution. This is the worn version of that. Close enough. Oops, that was the wrong button. All right, so all the tip files are done. Now we're going to convert them all to thumbnails so we can see them in here. So let's browse the folder location. So let's set you up. I get rid of all these. Should be about 20 of them when I get done selecting things. That's kind of like my checksum. And it says I got 20. All right, excellent. All right, let's sort by file type. This makes it a little easier to work. Then I can just grab all the PNGs, just resize those. And I have this set to resize to 91 by 91. Resize that. Come over here, sort by date. So all my teeny little thumbnails now are all at the top. Grab all of those. We got to rename those. So the resizer adds extra garbage in there that we don't need. Oh, and my dot duff dot done. Oh well. Dot duff dot. There we go. Apply that. And these now that we should have our thumbnails show up in Daz. Be able to refresh that, and there they are. Look at all those pretty little thumbnails. Could be good. Gonna copy all of these. Gonna run over here. I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna get rid of these two. Oops. I forgot that's not how it works. I have to actually come over here and say delete. And we can do paste. And we should be good to go. Okay, so those are the main textures for this outfit. So the next thing to do for textures is transparency options, which they're also going to include length. So it's like short, medium, and long, completely opaque, then short, medium, long for each of the different glitter options, and then there's a patterned versions I'm going to do. Maybe fishnet, maybe lace, probably fishnet, maybe not lace. Anyhow, so that's still to come with this outfit. Now I'm going to play with textures on this Twilight Teddy. So you know what? I'm gonna set up a camera for this, and I'm in perspective view. Damn it! Can I copy? I should have not used a perspective view for rendering these. Let's see if I can create a new camera. Copy active view. Oh, yeah, I can copy the active view. Excellent. Accept that. And when I come to this camera, that's that there. I'm going to call this outfit thumb or something. Camera outfit materials. And I'm also going to memorize this so in case I move it, let's put it back. I have a little button for material memorizing things. That should be it right there. Now if I move this camera and Control E, it pops back to where it's supposed to be. So it'll match the view of all the other ones. Nocturne Gown Thumbs. Let's save that. Let's do File New. Load in a Twilight Teddy. And I'm not having quite... I wanted to actually do some chainmails with Twilight Teddy. And also I want to do... I want to do some sort of mystical texture thing to give me an excuse to call it Twilight Teddy. Let's come over here, Twilight Teddy. I don't, I am going to put it on a Genesis 8 to start with, just in case I make any changes to the geometry. Put that there. What it's looking like so far. I probably should tweak the opacity map to have a little bit more bleed on it. So, you know what? Let's go do that. Because right now you're kind of seeing it looks like it's transparent in here, but that's just from the lower resolution. If I add a little bleed to my transmap, it won't look like I've got little transparent spots in between these gaps. I'm going to touch that up just a little bit. Except right around here where I have these details, those do need to be kind of tight. So we are looking for my transmap, which is right there. Cut out opacity. I'm going to need different versions. The main one has these little rings on it. And then the chainmail versions, the leather versions won't. They will get mapped when we do the thing in Substance Painter. I don't need, I can close you. Maybe not. Maybe we just need to move you out of the way. Maybe I just need to move you out of the way. No, it doesn't want to move out of the way. Can I just close? Close. I think Alt F4 or something. Close. Do I want to save this? No. Close that. And not save. Close this. Save. And let me see. Twilight Teddy. I think that's what I'm looking for right there. Yeah, this will do the trick. I'm going to cancel that, and we'll come back to that in a minute after I tweak this. Okay, so right now I just have this metallicity, or this mask here for the little metal rings. I want to reset this to be the opacity map. Means that goes off. And do those two come back on? Yes. Yep, that's the opacity map right there. So I got to just kind of go through all of these, turn that off, turn these on, off and on, off and on. But I did that one. I should probably maybe just leave this open for a little bit. 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 3 and 1. That I think I'm good. Oh, I forgot to expand that out. That's what the problem was. Those are fine. Need to do is, what are you? Yeah, I think I'm going to make a copy of this. Do a little selection. We're going to make that a little bit wider. So actually, I'm going to invert it. We'll expand the selection by like maybe 3. That might be good enough. Let's try this. That gave me a little bit extra, except over here, right around these straps. Right, I do want the opacity to be pretty close. Let me resave this as the opacity map with the rings. Export as. I'm in the whip folder. Okay. And I'm going to overwrite that right there. Oops. I'm going to do that again because I just saved that at 8K. I'm going to take a quick peek and make sure everything was. You know what? You got a little. You're off just a little bit. Why are you off just a little bit? I forget to. Oh, there we go. I got it. So I have to do this again. That last one wasn't masked right. And I'm overriding that. Pop back over here. You know what? I'm not seeing those seams anymore. I think that's going to do the trick. And it wasn't rendering. It's just that visually, it's a little annoying to kind of see what looks like gaps in the trans map. So I think it's better just to have that little bleed over and just not even see it at all. And even though it was rendering fine. Okay. I think I'm going to tweak my silk, I think, a little bit. What we got right now could be maybe just a little better. I'm going to try something. I'm going to load in a merchant resource silk material and swap all the maps out with my own maps. Because this is just not quite. I think I can make this a little bit better. Maybe not. Also, I'm probably going to try to. Did you just freeze? What the hell? Like my render suddenly ground to a halt. You know what? I don't need this anymore. I can save that and close it. That might free up a little bit of memory. I may have suddenly ran out of DRAM in the middle of a render. Oh, it's back. I'm going to cancel that. Yeah, I'm going to try to tweak the settings just a little bit. Also, I might try to tweak the displacement map a bit, but I'm not going to do that now. Let's do this. Look at that. I'm using up 9 gigabytes of GRAM. And a lot of that's just from streaming. Although an awful lot of that's just, you know what I don't need? I've got something. I don't need you. I can turn you off. That really didn't make a difference. Oh, I have this in the background. That's eating up a bunch of GRAM. That was like 3 gigabytes of GRAM just holding that image in the background. I think I can get away with maybe doing this while I tweak the settings on these. I'm going to focus on these two. We're going to go take a look at those resources. See if I've got any that are decent silk ones in here. Floral prints, nope. It says floral prints as well, maybe not. Glitter meshes, we did that already. Summer prints. Oh, there's a silk right there. Let's try this. And let me see how. So if we swap out my materials for these. Also, I'm going to just go all the hiddens just to make sure. I used one of these before and it accidentally snuck in a material at one of these channels. It was annoying. Okay, so for our purposes, I'm going to crank that to there. We're just going to pop over here. I'm in the wrong folder, so we're going to come down to the right folder. Twilight today. Runtime textures. Twilight today. And I'm looking for a Metallicity map. There is the Silk Palette map. I think we're going to use that. Then I have this base color, so we're going to use this silk base color. I'm going to scroll down. There's a glossy color. You know what? We're just going to swap that out for this. Try that again. There's my glossy roughness. Crank that all the way up like that. And I'm going to find the Teddy Silk roughness map. Drop that in. Pop that in. All right, we're good. All right, scrolling down. So wherever we see one of these, we're going to swap it out. Something from over here. Also, I do have a normal map, so we're going to use the normal map in here. I got a color in here. What are you? I can't read you. Anyhow, let's just drop the color map in there. Try that again until it sticks. There is a top coat color. God dang it. All right, looking good. There's a top coat bump. Although I could switch that. Let's switch you. Let's get you replaced. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, man. Come on, man. Stay, stay. All right, there it is. Cut out opacity. I do need a displacement map. We're going to use that. And we are going to use that opacity map we were just tweaking. It's scaled. All right, we're going to unscale it. Let's set that back to 1 and 1. There we go. So is that looking any better? I might want to lighten up some of these for this one. I think that's actually maybe a little nicer silk than what I was using. I'm going to copy. It's hard to tell because I'm working with a black. Maybe if I swap a red in there. So apparently my copy didn't do what I thought it was going to do. That's better. I do actually like that better. It's hard for its own because it's black. It's really hard to see. But let's do, what do we want to do? Like three base colors. I'll maybe do black and red, and we can do like a pale. We can do a pink and a pale yellow, maybe. So let's turn that back to texture shaded, and we're going to swap out. So I'm going to save this as a material preset, I think. I'm going to switch back to texture shaded to take the strain off the system. And we're just going to run back to here. And I'm going to just save that in here. And I'm in the wrong folder. Why you go there instead of here? That's, no, you're still in the wrong folder. Ah, ah. And this way, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's say 01 PT silk black. Save that. And we uncheck this simulation settings. Do I have stuff for a worn version of this? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm not seeing worn versions. So we got to get a worn version of the black. Do that. Cancel this. Let's okay, we're ready to relaunch Substance Painter. or this one right here. It says Twilight Teddy. All right, we're going to. I had a fishnet. I think I saved these, didn't I? I did. All right. Do I have my worn in here? You know what I don't need? I don't need to see that stuff. Ooh, there's my puckering. There's my stitches. There's my generic silk. What do you think you are? Oh, you're the clips, right? Yep, that's the clip. That is the clip with a height to normal on it, I think. If I turn that off. Oh no, that's got fish. Got fishnet on it. Not even sure what you were supposed to be. Oh, you're fishnet as well. Okay. Oh, that's right. I had to split the fishnet to get a good mapping on that. All right. And worn version. Right. Okay. Which means I gotta get that worn shading material set. Was part of the Storm Rider outfit right there. Let's drop that in here. Now we're going to save this, although you should be behind. Did I lose my rings? There they are. Oh, I see it. There it is. It's just behind dirt. That's what it is. Should be fine. It'll be fine. So out of this, I need. Here we go. We'll go Control Shift E on that. And I don't actually need the opacity on here, so we'll just do a 5-channel. Export that. Patiently wait. Hopefully, am I doing 8K still? You are 8K. Is everything 8K in here? Everything's 8K. Dang. I don't know. I might size those back down to 4K. We'll see. With these details on here, though, 8K might make sense. All right, open the output directory, select everything. I'm going to do a little renaming. This is going to be Worn Silk, so this is going to be Teddy underscore, and then Teddy underscore Worn Silk. Close that. We're going to add black to this one. Should be good. See how this looks when we have Control V. That's good. Let's go find Daz and apply. Have to update the metallicity map on this. So what I don't need is I don't need that normal map there, and I don't need that height map. Those are fine. We are going to update the base color. I'm going to update the roughness, which is way down here somewhere. Oh, and I got to update the color throughout, don't I? That's the problem with this silk material. It looks a little nicer, but it's a lot harder to update. I have to kind of scroll through here and update all of these, and double check that it actually happens. Oops, I went past my roughness, didn't I? Glossy roughness, there you are. Try that again, because it's mocking me. And there's another, these two are fine. That needs to be updated with this. Do I have any more? Yep, there's another one down in here. Oh, I got this gruesome top coat. Wait, we're gonna get rid of you. Which means I have to readjust that one because I've got a map in here I missed. Top coat bump, you're probably fine. I think that's good. All right, boom. Yep, here preset. Do that. I'm going to say worn. Silk worn black. Uncheck the simulation settings and do that. Okay, this has an extra map in it that I need to get rid of right there. I missed that. I can't leave that in there. And we just overwrite that. Check simulation settings. Accept. Should be good. All right, let's do the color variants. Go back over to here. We're just gonna knock out these 3 clean and 3 dirty colors. And I'm gonna put that like, we're just gonna duplicate this. Just gonna duplicate that a couple more times. Just come back and hide those. Come over here. Change that color. Red. And we're just gonna save color maps now. So, so just looking for it right there, base colors, export that. You know, the detail on the color maps isn't as important as some of the others. I might shrink those down. I don't know, I'm still debating. Saving everything at 8K kind of slows things down, though. What do we got? 23 minutes before 4 o'clock. Making nice progress here. Take a look at my export file here. Just rename you with the power renamer. Call you red. Pop back over here. Turn you off. Turn you off. Bring you on. I'm going to make you into a pink. Export that. So now I'm going to do a pale yellow. And I need a white. I need a white. Definitely. White. Oh, and I want to do the I want to do gold trim with the pink and the yellow. So we're going to re-export those. Boy. So right there, I need to add material. That. You know what? Can I just put you in here? I cannot. Dangity dang it. This has got a weird. I'm gonna try this. See if we can tweak the color on that. I cannot. That make it any better? Nope, I'm not gonna go with that. Never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. And need to just eat that. Bring you down. I don't want gold leaf waste. Wait a minute, that was the wrong gold. Okay, then I'm going to bring this so it's just over that one there. I need to put a mask on it. I think I can just copy mask or something. Copy layers, copy mask. There it is. Oh my god, why is that not? You can just paste mask. Paste into mask. There we go. That works. And you can't really see it, but I should have some gold colors in here somewhere. If I turn the dirt off, it should be apparent. There it is. I'll put the dirt back on. You can't see nothing. All right, and I'm going to resave the red too. Control Shift E. Export that. This one's going to be worn pink. I think for the yellow one, I'll switch it back to this to the steel. All right, impatiently waiting for Substance to do its thing. Well, it cranks out an 8K texture. There it goes. Yay. Let's pop over here. Where did my export folder go? Dang it. All right, rename you. Call you pink. Excellent. I'm going to get rid of that red. Overwrite that. Back over to here. Import this dirty red version. I just need to get 4 more things exported, and then I'm going to stop playing with Substance for today. I did want to play with the chainmail, but this is taking a little longer than I wanted. I'll probably do those tomorrow off stream. So we're going to have like leather straps with linen and then chainmail at the main areas. There'll be, of course, clean and dirty versions of that. So you come over here, rename. Red. Get back over to here. Okay, off, on. Pale yellow. Man, the clock was off. Changed your battery. Now it is, I can't see. Really? Changed it before the stream and then now you got to reset the damn clock? That's annoying. Yellow. You know what? I'm going to type numbers in here. 1. Yeah, I hit the tab key. Don't hit the tab key, Chris. 0. And then we're just going to make that pale. Maybe a little less saturated. Maybe a little more saturated because I don't like the way that's looking. Here we go. We're going to do that. That's going to be my pale yellow. It was showing Andrea streaming almost 7 hours. She's only been streaming for 5. If she's still on, we can raid her. All right, we're going to impatiently wait for this. This is one advantage of 4K over 8K. This goes so much faster when it is a quarter of the size. Part of this might be the fact that I'm also streaming is probably eating up some of the GRAM. Well, if this thing runs out of GRAM, it will just shut down. It will just say, hey, I'm calling it a day, bro. All right, do a little rename action here. Oh, that pale yellow. Now we're going to turn the dirt off. And resave. That went faster without the dirt. Which actually, in a way, makes sense. So we're going to just have you say silk. Now that we're just using the clean versions. And you just say pale yellow. Actually, I don't need you. Right, pale yellow, pink. I thought I hit export. I guess I didn't. You know what it is? That dirt's got all those layers in it that it has to calculate at 4K each. Totally not helping my speed there. Now we're moving on at a much more decent pace. Waiting and waiting. Looking good. I think I can do this, and we can save that.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean. Because remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
All right, let's rename that. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Oh well, that's close enough. Silk and red. Good to go. Got all of that. Take it over to here. Paste all of that. And how? I've only got 78 megabytes of files, but I do have like another couple of textures I'm probably going to add. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Anywho, let's swap out black for the red. I'm going to do that, and we're just going to run through here and change out all these colors here for this red and see how that's looking as a silk. Whenever we see one of these, we take this and drop it in. I might want to actually maybe tweak that a little bit. Keep rolling. So we see something like that. Place it with this. Keep rolling. There's a top coat color. We'll make that red as well. Rolling and rolling. There's a top coat bump color. I think we are good. Ooh, that looks like a Black Widow. I wanted to actually apply that to all of them. Yo, Laverick, how are you doing, friend? We've just been texturing stuff, working on clothes and Daz. Big surprise there, right? But let's save that as a material preset before I forget. This is going to be silk red. Hit that. I want to see how the red looks when we render it. Uncheck the simulation settings. Can't be better. Weekend starts now. Oh, just now? Okay. Party. Control R. Impatiently wait for the render. By the way, everyone check out Liverick. I haven't caught you streaming recently, but if you do, it would be really cool to go hang out with him. Ooh, I like that. I think that silk material is going to work for me. I don't know. Is this too much? Maybe I can dial that back a little or something. I don't know. I'll think about it. Or just take it off. I do have a map with it off. Anywho, anywho. Um, so I'm just gonna set up the rest of the silk materials for now, and then we're probably gonna call it a day. I have like 7 minutes. So at the rate I'm going, been taking a break this year. Got plans and earning a lot lately. Oh, excellent! Learning a lot. Oh, learning a lot. I thought earning a lot would have been good. Um, all right, let's do the yellow version. Gonna drop that in there. Pop that there. Yo, Chris, the Lone Arm Lone Star. How you doing? Everybody, check out Chris, the Lone Arm Lone Star. Lone. Yes, that I said it right. My brain always wants to flip those for some reason. Super cool cat, does gaming mostly. I think I've caught you doing art though. Did I catch you doing wood burning? Was that what it was? All right. You know what? I should have called that O2. This is O3 Silk Yellow. And thank you for that shout out there. I'm assuming that was Mr. Charles. Is this good? I gotta turn off the simulation settings and save that. Okay, we're gonna rename this one here. There's some fireworks. Yay. For those of you old enough, this is what started every episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus. I think it was also at the end. That's one of those Sousa things. Yellow is done. Yo, Chan, thank you. I appreciate the wishes, man. Everybody, check out Chan the Magic Man. My other favorite magician on Twitch. And games during the week, too. Some retro gaming. I think sometimes there's the words on stream. And just a great guy to hang out with. All right, pink is done. Pink is done and pink is not done. Pink is now done. Save that. Click on this, call this number 4, pink. I'm going to do 3 more material files and then we're going to call it a day. Pink, maybe with fewer underlines or scores. There we go. Uncheck simulation settings, say OK. All right, we're going to put the dirty black on. Then we're going to replace the colors on that with the dirty red, the dirty yellow, and the dirty, whatchamacallit. Where are you guys anyhow? There you are. You are dirty yellow. You go there. There. I'm going to tweak that up a little bit. I think there's like 4 spots these go. Another one goes right there. Should be, I think, top coat color right there. Looking good. Yeah, I'm older than Charles again. But Charles has to put up with a few months of me calling him Junior. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Some days drag and drop doesn't do what it's supposed to. All right, that's good. We're going to save that. You are worn yellow. Uncheck simulation settings. Okay. Let's do the worn red. Goes there. 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 I don't think I dragged and dropped, did I? I believe there should be good. Oh, are you still yellow? You're still yellow. Guess I missed you. Think we're good to save. We'll preset that. That will be red. Say warn. Off the simulation settings on those and save. And we still have the pink. The warn pink. Warn pink goes there. Maybe there it is. There it is. There. Scrolling, scrolling. There. There. Is that the last one? I think so. I think we are good to go. And save that, and then we can raid out. If Andrea is still on, she's been more than 5 hours, we'll do that. Otherwise, maybe Taddy's on. We'll see who else is on. Material preset. Pink. I'm going to say warn. Hit that. Uncheck those. Say accept. I'm going to put the yellow on. We'll do a render. And then we're just going to call it a day. Thank you all for being here. We will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. It's a special version of the Saturday Night Social. Because it's my birthday, I'm going to add the missing channel rewards. So you can redeem Chinchilla Time again. You'll be able to redeem the Rave again. And also, the dreaded Take a Shot will be redeemable once more for just tonight. And if that's not enough, we're going to have a raffle for a mug. Well, not actually a mug. It'll be a Redbubble gift certificate, but you could get a mug. I would recommend you get a mug, but you don't have to. Anyhow, we're also going to have a giveaway for enough to get a mug tonight as well. So 8 p.m. It's the Saturday Night Social. It's an art chair. Sally Quinn is on. Oh, we could rate Sally too. You know I love Sally Quinn. It's an art chair. It's a Discord chat. It's an old cartoon. It's a celebration of an old fart. All right. Let me see. Let me see who's on. Sally Quinn is on. Andre's probably been on for too long, so maybe we'll just go over and hang out with Sally Quinn. But I'm gonna see. We'll check and see who else is on, just to be sure. I'm just gonna go all the way down to the bottom, and we'll work our way back up. Sally's got 28 people. Taddy is on. A good friend Taddy Bidet. Lux is on, but he's playing Resident Evil. You have any preferences there, Mr. Charles? DJ Stulu is on. I see that. You know I love my DJ Stulu too. You don't have a preference? Okay. I think did we raid Sally last weekend or just the weekend before? I'm not sure when the last time it is we raided Taddy. Maybe I raided Taddy this week. I can't remember. And if Blux was doing art, I would probably say Blux, but Blux has been playing a lot of Fallout, I think. Oh, he's doing Resident Evil, and it's ancient Resident Evil at that. You know what? Let's go over and say hi to Taddy. I think we'll do that. I appreciate you pointing out Sally, though. She is high on the Let's Raid People raid list. And I don't see Andrea, so I'm guessing Andrea might have already gotten off. Or she's got a million people. One or the other. Oh no, Andrea's on with 27 people. Yeah, but I think I just rated her last chance I had to. So let's say hi. Let's do Tatty. We're doing Tatty today. We're doing that. Hey, if there's anybody over there on the YouTube, thank you. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. That would be awesome. Hey, LePew, thanks. Good to see you. Sorry I overlooked you right off the bat. Um, so yeah, if you want to join the raid, sign up on Twitch and join the Twitch party for all you on YouTube. Um, and check out over on YouTube. Check out my friend Yaz the artist. She streams on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Does doodle requests, and she's got a really chill community that I love hanging out with. So there's the shout for that. Hey Chan, it was good to see you, man. It's always a pleasure to catch you. We have raid calls. Feel free to copy. If you're not subscribed, copy that. If you are subscribed, you can use the sub raid call. We're gonna go say hi to our good friend Tatty Bidet. Get a little bit of bidet action going here. And we will be back, of course, 8 p.m. tonight for the Saturday Night Social. It's an Artshare Discord chat and a birthday celebration, maybe a cartoon even. Will there be a chinchilla? Probably. Probably chinchillas tonight. For one night only, chinchillas. And alcohol. I have the Jameson. Anyhow, let's do this. Let's get this raid on the road, and I will hope to see you all tonight. /raid. Hit the enter. We are getting ready to go. I'm going to switch over to here where I can see my countdown. 5, 4, 3. I'm going to copy my raid call. Dang it, missed. Try that again. All right. If I don't see you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.